What's up, everyone? Welcome to Bench. Joey here, joined by Angel, of course. Episode 241. Today we are previewing / recapping the Washington Commanders.
Commandos.
One of the most exciting teams in the league right now, mainly because of that QB.
Yeah. They're one of the Cinderella team of last year, the Texans of 2024. Now it's their story. Jane Daniels, obviously incredible.
We'll dive into that as well as a couple of news things coming out of camp.
Broncos made a splash.
Yeah, okay.
A little splash.
Angel can't wait to talk about it.
I love it.
A couple things coming out of camp. Camps are wrapping up, and we are entering that long night. And, of course, the Washington Commanders season preview, as well as looking back at how last year ended for them. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome to the channel.
Hi.
If you're listening to the audio version, thanks for joining us on all the platforms. We're available on all of them. Of course, brought to you by the Fans First Sports Network. Been with them for a minute. They have a lot of cool shows, too. Check them out as well. And then find us on social media. Search at Bench Show, Instagram, X, TikTok, all those different platforms. A lot of good conversations going on right now. Pretty good Jalen Hurts versus Jaden Daniels conversation going on right now on Twitter. Jump in on that. Always fun. We love our community of bench warmers and head into year 3.
Yeah. And if you've been here since day one, you know who you are. Put it in the comment section. I know a couple guys who are like, been day one. And I met people who was like, I caught you guys this year during the NFL draft. Yep. Both, we love you guys both. It's awesome.
Yeah, heading to year 3. We actually just wrapped up a meeting right before the show of some big things we got for you this upcoming year, expanding a couple of things, offering you a couple of new types of ways to listen to us talk about football. And so make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you are following along because year 3 is going to be a big one for the Bench podcast. As far as today, though, I do want to jump into this news because I want to get to the Commander stuff as soon as possible.
Yep.
And here's the news. All right, the news is brought to you by BETR Picks. Right now, if you use our code BENCHD, you see it there on the screen, we will give you a free $10 just for registering. Just to register.
Just sign up.
Just sign up. You don't even need a deposit.
That's crazy.
Just sign up. You get $10 to play with. Everything's over-unders. Really easy to use. A lot of fun. And NBA playoffs are going right now. NHL playoffs. Of course, NFL in the distant future, but MLB going right now too.
MLB's in its heat.
Yep. So get a part of all that. And then along with that free $10, a 100% deposit match up to $25. So you get $10, throw in another $25. Just like that, you're playing with $60 for $25.
And you're sitting there. You bid on Dodger games or baseball games.
Yep.
I don't know. NASCAR's not going right now, is it? I don't know what else is going on now. WNBA, if you're into that, is that going? We would have no idea.
So just leave the promos to me, Angel.
Sorry.
Went straight to NASCAR.
Sorry.
Thanks.
I'm trying to get every person.
Patriots to unveil Tom Brady statue at Gillette Stadium August 8th. Tom Brady finally going to join the immortal there at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough.
What's the statue of? Like what? It's the Let's Go.
There's always the conversation, right? Like what?
It's the one he's like, you know how he did that thing where he run from the 50-yard line to the end zone and do like, let's go.
Yeah. Just full scream rage. Yeah, it could be that. He has so many moments, man. I don't know which one. Which one would you choose? That
the
it?
Let's Go.
Yeah.
His podcast is LFG or Let's Go podcast or whatever it's called.
He's such an icon.
He's so cool.
That you could do him just walking off the field and throwing the one up in the air.
Or him just holding his helmet. You know what I'm saying?
Or even just that, rearing back for, pat, like, you can do anything. Like he's it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. And it's funny how, like, at first in his career, everyone fucking hated him. Because like, oh, you're just a system quarterback. And then by the time you got to the Bucs and won again, you're like, how do you not love Tom Brady?
I'm not sure what you're saying now.
Like, no, now it's like, why? What do you hate about him?
Yeah, over the years,
he won without Belichick at like 45. Yeah. He's incredible. He's a stud.
Enough time between retirement and statue?
Yeah, I think I say enough time between
Giselle.
Yeah,
Giselle and statue.
We haven't heard about Giselle. Hope she's doing well.
She had a baby.
Oh,
yep.
By the trainer. By the guy.
Yeah. So
love stories.
She gets a trainee, a baby, and Brady gets a statue.
I'm sure Brady has babies around.
Would you rather?
I'm sure Brady has babies around her somewhere.
Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy received full medical clearance on June 2nd. He, of course, has been taking part of camp. You've heard a couple reports of him struggling, but you don't really know what to think of those.
I haven't seen those reports.
Yeah, look on Twitter. A couple reports.
I've been
couple reports of him struggling in that system, but I have the utmost confidence that McCarthy is at least going to be as good as Sam Darnold.
Yeah. I'm honestly
a competent NFL quarterback.
I was talking to you for fantasy wise, but in general, like I just don't know what to think of him. Like, part of me is like, am I overthinking it? Like, first round quarterback, really good roster, really good head coach.
Well, yeah. Let's clarify what you're talking about though. You're talking about like a fantasy.
No, just like he's gonna be better than we think, right? Because it's like everyone's
what are you talking about, the fantasy?
No, in real life, because like everyone who's a Minnesota Viking quarterback is always better than we think. So it's like if you already
Josh Dobbs legitimately just fell off. Like he was good for a couple games, then he just wasn't good.
Well,
so I think you need a level of like there's a certain level that McDaniels that O'Connell's gonna need him to be able to cook.
Yeah, it's gonna. I have. What's your confidence meter right now?
I mean, I put a confidence that he's gonna be what?
Just like, a good quarterback.
A good quarterback, 8 or 9.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be a good quarterback.
I think he's a big quarterback.
I think he's
the ceiling is to TBD, but I think he's gonna be good. Right?
I won't need to see much to be convinced he's a franchise guy
because they improved the offensive line.
Yeah.
The defense is still rock and roll. They added talent to that defense.
A talent defense, great.
Justin Jefferson's still there.
The greatest weapons, like it's just the greatest coach. Like he has every opportunity to succeed.
Also, they sign everybody.
He's also a great athlete.
Yeah.
Like I think some running ability.
He looks skinny.
Does he?
Whenever I see a picture of him, looks like a high schooler.
He's not a small dude. He's baby face. That might be it.
That might be it.
Former
but good for him though.
Bengals linebacker Jermaine Pratt is signing a 1-year deal worth up to $5 million with the Las Vegas Raiders. Pratt, of course, released by the Cincinnati Bengals, and will be joining the Raiders there.
Because who needs defense? You know what I'm saying? If you're Cincinnati,
how many we were having this conversation before. I should have looked it up, but how many starters?
Top of my head,
did the Bengals lose this offseason on defense? I'm gonna look it up right now.
Well, they got BJ Hill this year, right? They got him back from last year.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. They're losing a lot of guys, and all the noise. It's like you're happy for a second. It's like 1 step forward, 2 step back. Oh, we got the Jamar Chase deal signed, but Henderson is gone. Tiggins' deal's done. Oh, but our first round pick isn't in camp. It's always like they don't know how to just move forward.
Yeah, when they lost their defensive coordinator, first of all.
Big deal. Huge deal.
They lost Jermaine Pratt, and then I know they've lost a handful of defensive backs. I can't find like just a clean list of this though. They've lost a number on that defense.
Well, so far they have no edge rushers. We'll talk about one later.
Yep, maybe 2.
Maybe 2. And then they've lost a coordinator. It's just gonna be interesting what they do. Did you see that one practice video of Jamar Chase being triple covered and he still cut the ball anyway? People are like, "This is our defense this year."
People they've lost. Trent Brown, offense. Akeem Davis Gaither. Sam Hubbard retired.
Oh, yeah, Hubbard, yeah.
Yeah, I can't get a good clean list. But, yeah, they've lost a number of defensive starters, and it's just going to be all on Burrow and Higgins and Chase. And we saw that last year. They went off. Like, Triple Crown winner, Joe Burrow's best year statistically. T. Higgins went off, and they missed the playoffs.
Completely missed. 9 in the wild card.
I think some of the optimism that we have typically gone into a season with this Bengals team because Joe Burrow's there should be a little tempered. Like, it should be okay for you to be like, I don't know if it's enough. I know they have Joe Burrow. I know he's healthy. Jamar Chase, all that. It's okay to say, might not be enough still.
I don't think it's enough. And that's a tough division. Ravens and Steelers. I mean, you got to go into a wild card. Yeah. AFCs are looking good. Yeah. For the Raiders side, like, good. Like, I'm sure he'll do fine there, but there's more speaks to the Bengals.
Raiders are raising their floor, I think. This is a quality signing, quality vet.
He's a captain over there in Cincinnati.
The Broncos are signing running back JK Dobbins, former Ohio State running back, former Los Angeles Charger running back, former Baltimore Raven running back. Had 1,000 yards from scrimmage last season with 9 touchdowns. Started the season really strong. Tailed off, but really didn't tail off as much as you might think. Finished the season, did miss some games in it, but the Chargers move on. The Broncos happily pick up him from the scrap heap here in June and add him to a backfield that has a lot of parity.
Yeah. Also, it's just
you're pretty high on this.
It was because we were so ass last year running the ball. So we just said we're flipping everything. We're getting RJ Harvey round 2, and we're getting JK Dobbins. What I like about this is that Sean Payton never runs. There's never a workhorse back. So Dobbins maybe fell off last year or was less productive because he was just 18 carries per game and like the workload. With Denver, not going to see that many carries. They'll be more spread out. RJ Harvey, you still have Estime, you still have got a couple guys there that Sean Payton likes. So yeah, it's a quality signing.
Yeah, they drafted RJ Harvey in the second round. Bringing JK Dobbins, Audric Estime last year drafted in the fifth. Julian McLaughlin has been there for a couple years now. Tyler Batty's there. And, we'll see. Javonte Williams is gone, and we'll see if Javonte Williams was the problem here. For me, I'm not as excited about this. To me, this is Debo to the Commanders.
I'm more excited about the room than the individuals.
Yeah.
Now it's just more is better. I think he's an upgrade from Javonte Williams.
I think if RJ Harvey isn't a dynamic player, it's going to look a lot like it did last year. I don't know how much better J.K. Dobbins is than Javonte Williams.
He's a lot better than Javonte Williams.
I just don't know if he's going to affect. I don't know. I don't know if this is the juice that I wanted to see the Broncos bring in. Like the most dynamic players to me that they brought in so far is Evan Ingram.
Well, yeah, TBD on RJ Harvey, but yeah.
We'll see with RJ Harvey. Hopefully, he's the guy.
Look, I'm very positive about the one pessimistic thing. I told you about it instantly. Don't let taking chances on Evan Ingram and J.K. Dobbins to be healthy. Because we just signed Hufanga and Greenlaw coming off injuries. It's like, let's not get too carried away with these injured guys. But if it works out, it'll be a part of a nice backfield and a Sean Payton-led offense who makes their running backs, in theory, play a lot better than what they actually are.
Just so thinking back of that playoff game going into Buffalo, would you feel? I feel stronger about this defense for sure. I feel like this defense could hang.
Yeah, offensively, we're better. We're not where we need to be, though.
Yeah. Well, still just year two.
Year two, and it's a good signing. This team, I'm a Bronco fan myself. Not only win the Super Bowl, but a step forward.
Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin on T.J. Watt situation. I'm optimistic we're going to get things done because we got two sides that want to get things done. When that's going to occur, I don't know. So T.J. Watt not in mandatory training camp for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Minicamp.
Oh yeah, minicamp.
People will get on us about that. It's not training camp.
So not there for camp, and in the Aaron Rodgers there. No T.J. Watt. He's the best player on the team. Mm-hmm. Big deal? No big deal.
Big deal. That's a big deal. T.J. Watt's a big deal.
I just don't think he's gonna hold out. He doesn't seem like a holdout guy to me.
The Watts, no. They come to play.
Yeah, and I feel like they're going to pay him. The Steelers don't feel like a team that's not going to pay him.
They've had significant holdouts, but I feel like Watt's been get it done. I mean, what else are you going to do?
I'd be very surprised if this holdout's a training camp, then I'll
And then Herbig left
give it
too.
a second look.
Herbig left too. He went to Tennessee, I think. So they don't even have that depth that they used to have. And then Preston Smith was gone from last year.
They still have Hightower?
Hightower, so
this is the one that just I don't know where this is going. Unsigned first round, the last unsigned first rounder from this past draft, Shemar Stewart, has left mandatory minicamp and has a lingering contract dispute there, of course, with the Bengals because they fight all their players on their contracts. I was unaware of the specifics of this, and if you don't know what's going on, basically what is happening is that the Bengals offered Shemar Stewart a contract that no other rookie had to sign, taking away guarantees and basically giving the Bengals an out with no guarantees after year 3.
Crazy. After year 2. Year 3, you can let him go.
So 2 years and then no guarantees after that, which no other rookie is signing that contract.
No.
They're just trying to pull a fast one on Shemar Stewart, and Shemar Stewart's saying no. So at first I was like, come on, dude, just sign the contract and get in camp. You need the reps. But this is the Bengals once again just screwing it up. Once again.
Who's the worst front office at getting deals done? The Cowboys or the Bengals?
It's the Bengals because Cowboys will eventually get it done, and they'll sign, all the players get signed. They just make themselves pay.
Yeah.
But the Bengals are just holdout. Like, when's the last time the Cowboys had a holdout? It never actually happened.
I think the Zeke was a little holdout, but yeah.
Zeke was a big one, but
CeeDee Lamb didn't hold out. Yeah, they got their good.
But they're going to, they still haven't resolved the Trey Henderson situation.
Lingering sack leader last year.
His replacement, Shemar Stewart, is not. I mean, there's a possibility with Shemar Stewart if he could just sit out this year.
Would you advise him to sit out?
I wouldn't sign that contract.
It's like, no, sign it or you're going to lose a first round pick for nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't sign that contract. I would sit out a year, train. He's young. How old is Shemar Stewart?
Can you sign and trade him? Like, can the Bengals just sign?
Rookie?
Can you sign the rookie language that he wants, and then trade him off that rookie deal? Yeah, right.
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you could do that, but like I'd be looking at that. I'm not sure it's possible, but
check how old this guy is.
He can't be more than 22 years old.
He's 21.
He's 20. And his thing was he's like a physical specimen that needs work to be done. Like He's raw.
Yeah.
So him missing training camp sucks for him personally as a football player.
So turning 22. So next year he could enter the draft as a 22-year-old defensive end.
Perfectly fine. He'll be the first-round pick
problem.
still. Yeah.
No problem.
Yep. And he's
So-
like the Browns who have 2 first-round picks, get quarterback, and then get him with his second pick, or for like example.
Bengals messing this up. That's the news for now. We are going to take a quick break. We will be back. When we come back, Washington Commanders season preview, also a recap from last year. Be right back. This episode is brought to you by BETR Picks. New users get $10 free just for signing up. No deposit needed. Plus, BETR will match your first deposit 100% up to $25. Use our code BNCHD or click the link in the description below to claim your offer and start picking BETR today. Sports just got better. Okay, we're back. Washington Commanders, who we're talking about today. Thanks for that, Angel. Episode 241.
Welcome back.
The Commanders went from a playoff sleeper to NFC powerhouse.
0 to hero.
Like in a matter of a couple weeks. And the question is this year are the Commanders for real? I think it's a fair question. I don't think Commanders fans should be offended by that. I think every team has to prove itself. The Eagles are still proving themselves. The Chargers are still proving themselves.
Texans still proving themselves.
It's just that you have to prove yourself until you put a body of work together. And I think the Commanders are trying to do that. Interesting the way they're going about it as far as like capitalizing on the rookie contract of the great Jaden Daniels. Finished last year 10-7, wild card berth, but made a playoff run that had everyone excited.
Beat the
Bucks. Beat the Lions.
That's crazy. That's got to be there. That's what they post. That's their like Super Bowl last year. You beat the Lions by a lot.
So you know what, like where I go when I think of the Lions win, right? Like everyone was missing. 3/4 of their secondary was out. David Montgomery was out. Jared Goff left the game. Like, so they beat like the very, very injured Lions.
That's a quality win still.
To me, the Bucks win is much more impressive than the Lions win. The Lions were just
either way
completely beat up.
2 wins in this rookie version of themselves is pretty good.
Reached the NFC Championship game and of course lost the Eagles there. First NFC Championship game since 1991. So no matter what you think of that playoff run, big things for the Washington Commanders as far as a franchise to get there for the first time in quick math. 19 plus 26 is a big number. 40-something years.
1991 is not
45 years. Not 45 years. That's stupid. 35 years. Yeah, 35
I was born
years.
94.
It's 35 years.
So it's 30.
It's 10 years off, and you weren't even trying, so I don't want to hear it.
My mind's not worked their way.
Jaden Daniels, Offensive Rookie of the Year, 3,800 yards passing, 27 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Also rushed for over 700 yards, 6 touchdowns. Team finished 6th in scoring offense and 27th in team sacks. And that's really was the Achilles heel for the Commanders, is that they couldn't stop anyone. That defense was Swiss cheese, and as dynamic as that offense was, you couldn't keep up. Question for you is, was that a Cinderella-type run that we may not see at that level again this year? Or is that the beginning of a prolonged run the Commanders are about to go on?
Well, I like what they did. Parts of it. My favorite one is Tunzel. That offensive line was already good. Now he's made it a little better. But Debo, like, what you want to do when you have this quarterback is like to like improve on it. And we really look at, when you take away all the names, look at the production that's been added. It's not a crazy amount. You've lost. Fowler's gone. Debo Samuel's numbers aren't what you think Debo Samuel's numbers are.
Yeah.
They didn't really add to the backfield, right? Which is what you want. You don't want Jaden Daniels don't run the ball 15 times a game. Secondary still not really trusted.
Well, we'll get to the individual. We'll get to the players and the player groups and the additions and whatnot. But like, it's just in a broader sense. Like, do you see this as like a blip in the pan, or do you have more confidence? Like, no, this is the beginning of something.
I'll explain.
I'll explain. Well, I don't want you to cover all these players and like we're going to have to go back to it.
It's somewhere in the middle for me because like I think they'd be good, but I don't think they'd be as good as they were last year.
I think the one thing we are sure about is Jaden Daniels. I think everything else we're kind of like, we'll see how that.
Literally true.
We'll see how that happens.
Not sure about the head coach. Not sure about the defense.
Daniels, the first rookie quarterback to rush for over 700 yards and pass for nearly 4,000 since Michael Vick. I mean, Daniels was in every way, by every metric, by every stat, he was incredible last year.
Yeah, we thought Stroud had the best rookie season. No, Jane, that's by far the best.
He was incredible. Now, like you were referencing, like how are they going to build around him?
Yeah.
You love the Tunsil trade.
I love tunnel trade, and that's about the only addition that I love.
Yeah.
Which is why we're so hot and cold on this team. Like, I don't know.
They traded for Tunsil. It's still a very, very good left tackle. The offensive line was terrible, so I mean they addressed the need with one of the better players of the position. It's hard to hate it. Marshawn Lattimore was added late in the season last year. We didn't really get a good look at him because he was injured when he was traded for. So we'll get a full look at him now. Deebo Samuel, their big offensive addition.
That shouldn't be it. Big, literally. Have you seen a picture of him?
Yeah.
A little wide. A little wide back.
Wide load, my guy. The problem I have with Deebo is that he barely, if you look at stats, just look at numbers, he barely had better numbers than Olamide Zaccheaus last year. That's just numbers.
Yeah.
Olamide Zaccheaus, their wide receiver 2, at times 1 last year, when McLaurin wasn't doing it.
Noah Brown in there. Who else? Noah Brown, by the way, got carted off the field.
I saw that. That's a big problem.
Hopefully
Don't have
he's
a lot of
okay.
depth. But yeah, Deebo, will he stay healthy? Is he still the guy? Does he have the speed anymore? Like, a lot of questions around Deebo.
And then a little caveat, Terry McLaurin in a holdout. Yep. So if you have him holding out and you have Deebo, Noah Brown, Deebo, Michael Gallup, Luke McCaffrey, and whoever the hell, like, interesting. Zach Ertz still there.
And I mean, and then let's talk about now the players they added on defense. A lot of older players. They keep Ertz.
You lost players.
They bring back Wagner. You lost a ton of talent
on the defensive line.
On the D-line.
Yeah.
Like, that D-line got shredded.
They did the thing that the Texans did. Like, we're not very good, so let's get rid of all of our best players
Jonathan
and see what
Allen.
happens. And Dexter Fowler.
Fowler
had 10 sacks last year, and John Allen was like the heart and soul of that defense. I know he was hurt a little bit last year, but still.
Man,
it's just hard because they, like, you love some stuff and you hate some stuff. It's not even like you want them, like, if you were in on T. Higgins or something, or a younger guy who can be better, I get it. But we know exactly who Bobby Wagner is. We know exactly who Zach Ertz is. We know exactly who Deebo Samuel is.
Eckler.
Like those guys, like, not gonna surprise us. Like, you need another superstar on this offense to help out. It's not Brian Robinson. It's not Eckler. So the backfield's kind of the same.
So let's look at this strategy. 12 players over the age of 30 on the roster. 12.
That's too much.
Front office taking a win-now approach while Daniel's cheap, but not giving that money to players in their prime, giving that money to players past their prime.
But you don't have to go so old with this strategy.
That's very old.
Could have overpaid for Milton Williams.
I get you want like veterans who are hardened and
leadership.
But Bobby Wagner was one of the worst middle linebackers in the league last year as far as certain aspects that are very important, is stopping the run being the main one. It's just I think they threw their money at the wrong things.
Yeah, and if they would have overpaid for, like, let's just say they had the Patriots, right? Milton Williams, Spillane, like, oh, they're kind of younger and they can ascend again better. Like, it's okay. But you're paying for old is, like, not really. And, like, these guys aren't going to get better. Wagner's going to be exactly the same, if not worse, because he's got older.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. It's
the oldest roster in the NFC East by average age. So, that's the negative side of it. The positive side is that you do have this superstar quarterback surrounded by a bunch of guys who should be able to hit the ground running. If Deebo is right, that could work really well. If, Terry does get signed, no harm, no foul.
Has worked very well. Yeah.
Ertz was incredible last year. Say what you will about his age. He was really, really good.
And they have Sanat behind him, too.
Sanat behind him. Brian Robinson in the contract year. Eckler was, good.
He was good in his role.
When he was healthy.
Yeah, in his role, yeah.
And so I could see a path to this working. I just don't like the odds of it because you need a lot of older players staying healthy.
And honestly, it puts a lot of pressure on Jayden Daniels early.
A ton of pressure.
Like, let's not make him have to do, like,
who, by the way, just kind of seems like a cool guy though. Like,
you know what's crazy? I have never heard him talk before. His mom talks for him. He's just about the game. He's about the, which is like, if I'm a Commanders fan, I'm like, I fucking love this guy. He's just about being good at football.
I just have so little doubts about him. Usually a young quarterback comes in, like you heard me last year about CJ Stroud. I was pumping the brakes. Like, I don't know yet.
There's a lot of quarterbacks, yeah.
I just don't feel the way about Daniels.
He's just good.
I'm just convinced that he's good to go.
Yeah, he is good to go. He's a gamer. He needs to take a little better care of his body during the game. Stop throwing it around.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But besides that, he's a better passer than what people think. Fantastic runner.
He's an amazing,
and has the late game ice in his veins, which you want to see.
I think there's no player has ever done 4,000 yards in passing, 1,000 yards rushing. He might be the first guy to do it.
And if it's very capable, he might be the best running back. He might be Lamar Jackson.
I wish they had just given him some weapons to work with.
In my mock draft, I had him drafting Trayvon Henderson, which is what they would have needed.
Yeah, exactly. Or even when if Emeka Egbuka would have gone there, we wouldn't pump.
Like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then you wouldn't have to get Deebo Samuel.
Dan Quinn's still there. He's done a good job with the culture. We'll see if a lot of times there's these culture, like you need a guy to turn it around, like maybe like to elect a president who's going to fix a lot of mistakes. And then you need a guy who's going to take him to the next step. And so
that was very well done, layered.
Dan Quinn could be the guy to turn this organization around.
So in this scenario, we're not doing that.
Dan Quinn could be the guy to turn around this culture, maybe not necessarily the guy to take him to the next level. Is that fair?
And also the hire of Cliff Kingsbury. I know I dog on him a lot.
He's balling out.
Incredible. What a hand and glove fit with Jaden Daniels.
I wonder if one day he'll be the coach
for a different team. He's definitely gonna get a shot with a different team.
Do you think he'll get a shot here?
Watching it, no. Watching it pair with like Arch Manning or one of the guys next year, because like he made Jaden Daniels work so easily. He's still young enough to where you can like say like, yeah, he failed the first time, he learned, and then comes back again the second time. Like Josh McDaniels did the same thing. So
right. I want to get into a couple players here that they do have some young talent. I don't want to glaze over. I want to make sure I'm being fair to the Commanders as an Eagle fan. Eagle gear all behind me.
Yeah.
But they do have some good young players. A guy that is mini camp darling so far, and one of my favorite draft picks that they made, Trey Amos, has been balling out.
You've been singing his praises since
Mike Sanders still from last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Lattimore is anything close to what he used to be.
I get what you're saying.
Could be a real nice trio in the secondary.
Yeah, it's nice to build a trio like that because you need the versatility, obviously. And Lattimore, if he can get back to what he once was in New Orleans, a very good corner, underrated. Yeah, that's obviously great.
You see the state of the offensive line there. What do you think of this O-line going in?
If it had Cosme, it'd be like this might be a top 10 unit.
Oh,
But right now, it's top 15. It's a very good unit.
So they get Josh Connolly in the first round.
Yep.
I think that's a great pick.
Yeah.
He's also very young. He's like 21. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
I think he's going to start left tackle right away. Connolly, the first Washington...
Right tackle.
Right tackle?
Tunsil's at left tackle.
Right tackle. The first rookie tackle to start week 1 if he does so since Trent Williams. So a lot of pressure on Josh Connolly.
Don't tell him that. Sherman was like the best lineman over
here. The interior line is, I think, a problem. Nick Allegretti,
It was saved by Cosme. That's what happened.
And you hear us referencing Cosme. He tore his ACL last year. Will miss the beginning of the season, and there's still not a timetable for him to return.
He tore it late in the season. I think, was it in the playoffs or it was late? Or
I think it was in the playoffs.
So like that's super late.
Yeah.
So, it's hard to come back week 1 off that injury.
So there'll be some patchwork there to a very, very important player just because of to put it plainly, how bad the rest of the guys are in that interior line anyway.
Yeah, if they just stay afloat, be in the playoff race, wait for Cosme to come back.
That being said, okay, tell me, how do I rectify this then? The Commanders' O-line allowed just 23 sacks last year, third fewest in the NFL. Is that more on Jay Daniels? Jay Daniels just a hard guy to sack?
And he probably runs around, yeah.
So maybe add that caveat when you look at this O-line. Like, they're not the best, but they also get a lot of their sins covered up.
Yeah.
Because of
Also, that's a skill from Jay Daniels because we saw Fields is as talented as most quarterbacks, and he gets sacked a lot.
Yeah.
That's a Jaden Daniels elevating every part of the team, starting with the offensive line, which is a great skill.
Not to gloss over Tunsil either, still a top 10 tackle.
Not what he used to be
in pass blocking efficiency.
Yeah, he's not a run grader, but in the pass blocking, he's still one of the best.
Yeah, a couple of quotes here about Josh Connolly, the new right tackle from Larry Tunsil. Connolly plays like he's been here for years. He's tough, fast, and hungry.
He's hungry.
Cliff Kingsbury, I hope he's hungry, man.
They're big guys. Keep that weight on.
Cliff Kingsbury, our line is a strength, and Connolly is the future. Cliff Kingsbury bringing the bars. Listen, he's back.
Cool guy, Cliff.
He's back. You try to keep him down.
Yeah.
And he's back.
Try to keep the white man down. That's my main goal.
If this O-line...
That's a joke, by the way.
Can be better. I think people know that.
Okay.
If this O-line can be better, do you think that's enough to cover up some of the deficiencies with the weapons? Because we did see Jaden Daniels put up all those numbers with Noah Brown and Alumna Zacchaeus. Maybe he doesn't need much.
Yeah, it's very hard to cover guys for more than 5 seconds. So if you give him time, just pick apart your defense. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely their strength offensively. It's Jaden Daniels, one, obviously. And then by a country mile, the offensive line.
You referenced Terry McLaurin. He's still wide receiver 1 by a long shot on this team.
Very big.
Turning 30. Would you pay him going into his 30s? Or would you just trade him for some high-end draft capital? And
if your strategy is getting 30-year-olds who are ready to go, this is it.
This is not the... Yeah, that's true. Why would you pay all those other 30-year-olds and not pay the youngest 30-year-old?
He fits their mold of player.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah. Is he how do you rank him? Like, is he a very good wideout 2, masquerading as a wide end 1, as a wide receiver 1, or a wide receiver 1?
I think he's a bona fide wide receiver 1.
Good, thank you.
I've seen him get some of the best. I mean, he tore the Eagles' #1 defense up.
He's been good for a long time.
And he's done that for years. Yeah. Like, he's really, really good.
People don't know about him, which sucks. He's so good.
And we're catching the back end of his prime.
24-year-old him was incredible, but he had,
ranks 4th in Commanders' history in receiving yards, despite only playing 5 seasons so far. He's played 5 seasons, and he is 4th in Commanders' receiving yards.
Who's famous wide receivers for?
I'm sure there's just from
Santonio Moss, or is Antonio Moss Santonio Moss? Or?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Maybe a bunch
Pierre
of guys
way
back in the day. Yeah,
I don't know.
Pierre
Garçon had some moments.
It's probably a bunch of guys we don't know, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, get him paid, right?
Yeah, stop. This is your type. 30-year-old wideout.
We didn't mention they also brought in Michael Gallup.
I don't want to hear another word about Michael Gallup. Even though if the holdout happens and Debo's insane, they're gonna need Michael Gallup.
God, think about that.
I don't think you're in a good spot when you need Michael Gallup, to be a good wideout.
Terrible spot.
That's a horrible spot.
Okay, so a couple gaps in the roster that we might see here. Pass rush help. This is a big one.
It's the biggest hole.
Yes.
Pause.
It's the biggest hole.
I didn't.
Finished 27th in sacks last year and lost everyone. They need elite edge-to-edge talent, and I don't know.
They need a star to emerge.
If they would have traded for Trey Hendrickson.
If they did that, that's pretty fucking
good. That would be. But right now, they just don't have those guys. No. They're going to need to blitz. They're going to need to
It's a lot
really
of
creative.
Real good coaching. And maybe they're depending too much on Dan Quinn to just make it work with whatever he has.
Well, he didn't make it work last year with much better players. 27th in sacks last year, and you lost Jonathan Allen, you lost Dante Fowler.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Darren Payne and Newton aren't pass rusher-ish defensive tackles, so don't count too much on that to happen.
This is what I'm talking about.
They're just kind of weird.
You spent such weird money.
Imagine if they didn't have Jane Daniels, how bad they would be with this roster. Don't make Jane Daniels be Superman. Look what happened when Josh Allen took a step back. Yep. He won MVP. The team became better when he wasn't being Superman. Look at Patrick Mahomes when he was took a step back, wasn't Superman, just let the game come to him.
Yep.
Keep it off of these quarterbacks. Just be. It's not. I understand it works, but longevity wise, you're gonna freaking kill Jane Daniels.
How do you feel with the running back position? No running back last year, got over 600 yards, and don't really seem to have a home run hitter. But to me, they're more playing the support role anyway. The home run hitter is Jaden Daniels.
But it'd be nice if they had a home run hitter.
It would be.
Look what happened when Lamar got.
Well, look at Saquon and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I would say or Lamar and Derrick Henry. It's just different. It's just different. I mean, there was running backs available. Najee Harris. You would feel better. Okay, let me just list you the running backs that got signed.
I would feel better on Najee.
Najee or Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson.
Nick Chubb or Brian Robinson. JK Dobbins or Brian Robinson.
That's a close one.
Okay, so there's no really good options in free agency.
Huge option.
This is a very deep
running. Did any of the running backs get signed? No, Najee Harris was the biggest one.
Najee Harris was the first one. It wasn't a great running back. Well, Jalen Warren sort of in a Fugazi way, and he had a tender on him. Yeah. They drafted a guy in the 5th round, like a running back. So maybe he's. I forgot his name.
5th round running back. No, thank you.
But I understand Connolly in the 1st round's a great pick. But this is a deep running back class. Why not just take a high pick on one of these running backs?
Yeah.
Because this is a room where even if you let Brian Robinson go, hey, we have this guy last year. Eckler's on his way out. Brian Robinson, let him walk. New rookie running back.
Yeah,
which should be interesting.
I don't know. I think Brian Robinson's about to have a big year as far as his standards, but I don't know if he's not going to break off any 60-yard runs.
Ceiling is 1,000 yards for him. I don't see him as a tier 1 running back, but
Let's look at their strengths and weaknesses as we wrap this up. Elite quarterback play and wide receiver play.
Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what to think about Debo yet. I want to err on the side of this is a massive failure of the ability to go get weapons. Like to end up with Debo Samuel just seems like that.
What weapons were truly available though for trade?
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, so DK. So that'd been fun.
And you pay up for DK. You do it. Whatever you pay it. You do it.
Yeah, you brought, and it took a second round pick. So whatever second round pick is minus
Pickens.
Pickens was available. So there was players out there available. You could have gotten a younger. Maybe Pickens didn't fit your culture, but DK does. He's been.
T. Higgins ended up not being available.
Godwin apparently just loves Tampa Bay.
Godwin would have said no to any number.
He loves Florida.
I don't know. We're not crazy about that one. We'll see if the offensive line could be a strength and weaknesses though. No dominant pass rusher. We talked about that one. RB explosion, aging defense, secondary still developing. I don't know if I would count the secondary as a weakness yet. I think they have a lot of potential, but we'll see. Last question here: if this team stays healthy, okay? If things go right here, they stay healthy. All these vets. Debo is a semblance of what he used to be.
Okay.
O-line gels. Cosby comes back. Are they NFC East top dog contender or like, hey, this would be really good if you win the division?
They're an NFC title game. Yeah. That's they proved last year that they can at least get there.
Okay, so in that scenario, they're healthy, veterans stay healthy, O-line comes together. Them or the Lions?
Lions have some question marks, man.
Yeah.
I'm taking
us both coaches.
Taking Commanders.
Okay. Wow. Packers.
Commanders.
Just for a baseline here, Eagles.
I'm taking Eagles.
Yeah. Vikings is an interesting one.
As much as I love the Vikings roster, McCarthy might be great. Jane Daniels.
I'm just geared to that one. I would take the Vikings. I mean, coach, roster. I'd take the Vikings on that one. Trying to think who else.
Oh, there's like the Rams.
Oh, I love the Rams.
Love the Rams.
Rams.
We should have been Rams fans.
We do live in LA.
Well, but like we're already dunking to our teams, but like I fucking love the Rams, especially this year too. I'll take the Rams though.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, Rams.
I would too.
Rams gave the best shot at the Eagles. The Eagles blew everybody, but like they're the best competition that I saw this year in the playoffs.
And they got better in my estimation.
But I'm right though. Like they were the best team that played Philly.
Oh, it wasn't close.
Like Commanders got blown out. Chiefs got blown out, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like they're like the best team was the Rams.
The Rams would have won the Super Bowl if they would have beat the Eagles. That was the Super Bowl game.
And they, in my eyes, year 2 trade first. Devontae Adams, an upgrade from Cooper Kupp, just because he can stay healthier.
Yep. Brandon Fisk back. He gets overshadowed by Verse, but Brandon Fisk was amazing.
Yeah, you still have Kobe Turner.
Devontae Adams is going to work. Do you mention that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Devontae, that's going to work.
He's going to work. It's almost like really smart wideout, really smart quarterback, really smart head coach.
Yeah, man.
But anyways, to answer your question, I'll take the Rams over the Commanders. But there's not a lot of teams that I'd take the Commanders.
You just have the Eagles and Rams then over them.
Eagles, Rams.
I have the Eagles, Rams, Vikings.
The Vikings are the wild card for me. I don't know what they'll be.
Jason McCarthy's complete.
But Bears, I don't know because
Bears, I would.
Vikings are a good team, and then NFC like the NFC West, Niners are a complete wild card.
Yeah,
you don't know what it's a new team.
Yeah,
then
Cardinals no, Seahawks no, Rams
yeah. So it's not a lot of teams, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not a ton of competition for them either. Like they have to compete with the Eagles. Yeah, they're better than Cowboys and Giants. Yeah. So they're this be it's a good rivalry game though. Eagles, Commanders.
Oh,
that's two young quarterbacks, kind of fiery teams on both sides.
Yeah, it's too like it reminds me of like the Dodgers Padres type rivalry. It's not just like you play in a division and you go for the same division title. It's two like philosophical differences. Like the Eagles are like long term. There's no player on defense that's not on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
And the Commanders are like, let's strike now.
Yeah.
Let's get vets. Let's go for this now. It's like, it's just two complete opposite
philosophies with
team
building.
Teams. And like you have the Jane Downs versus Jalen Hurts conversations, which is going to be fun for years to come.
Because they're both in their prime.
Yeah.
Or actually, you count Jane Daniels.
I have a feeling Lattimore versus A.J. Brown's going to heat up this year.
Yeah. Lattimore's a shit talker.
Yeah.
And A.J. Brown's.
Yeah, A.J. Brown is...
He always invites Chicago for some reason.
Right.
Even though he always just books them.
And then Sirianni is going to, I'm sure.
He's just the most punchable face in the NFL. But he's, like I said before, he's what people think like Kyle Shanahan is. Yeah. He's actually that, though.
So, yeah, I mean, the Commanders are the ceiling here is Super Bowl.
Do you want to do a schedule?
Yeah, you want me to ask you or you ask me?
You asked me because no, I asked you because you asked me last time.
Okay.
Hold on.
So you'll pull up that.
Yeah.
Like I said, Jaden Daniels, if he would have finished with 4,000 passing yards, 900 rushing yards, he would be the only quarterback in NFL history to do that. I feel like he's going to be on alert to do that this year.
I feel like he's going to break a lot of records.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be.
Do you think he's like Lamar Jackson 2.0?
I think
like a better passer.
I think he's. I think he's already up there with. Oh, he's like probably a tier under the Josh Allens, Lamar Jackson. Well, to be honest, I think I might take him over Josh Allen. He's very good.
Whoa.
Josh, I don't know, man. Josh Allen, I don't know, but we'll see.
The MVP.
And the Buffalo's MVP. Last year, Lamar should have won that fucking thing.
Yes.
That's gonna be the one. Remember when Steve Nash beat Shaq? No, was it Kobe or Shaq for the MVP?
Shaq.
And then Derrick Rose beat LeBron, and it should have been LeBron. That was one of those things. Okay, here we go.
Are you gonna take your count or me?
I got it.
Okay.
Week 1. Okay, home against the Giants.
A win.
Okay, win. Week 2 against Green Bay. At Green Bay.
At Green Bay. Oh, it's a great game.
It's a good game.
It's a fantastic game.
Yep.
Damn. I think they're the better team. Being at home, is it like a Monday night football game too, or Sunday night? So it's a primetime game. I'm gonna go.
Yep, primetime game. It's on Amazon Prime, so Thursday night.
Yeah, I'll go.
It's at Green Bay.
I'll go
Great
Packers.
atmosphere.
I'll go Packers.
So 1-1. Okay. Okay. At Vegas. No, home against the.
They could play. They could play on the damn moon. They would.
For Raiders, like, we want to believe in them, but they're still the Raiders. Week 4 at the Falcons. This would be nice.
That's a win, though.
This is a sneaky fun game, though.
It is, but I don't think Michael Penix is arrived by week 3.
But it'll be fun, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Week 4 at the Chargers here in beautiful Los Angeles, California.
I think it's a win. I think it's a statement win for them.
Man, they're you started at 4-1.
Yeah.
So much for you, all those Commanders fans. Take a look, dude. We're giving them wins.
Yeah.
You guys think we hate the Commanders? At home against the Bears. Monday night.
That's a tricky game.
Stop.
It's a tricky game. I think I'm going to give them the win.
Joseph.
That's going to be a good game. I feel like the Bears are going to be I'm not to get in a big Bears thing, but I feel like the Bears are going to be in a lot of games this year. And they'll lose, but I think they're going to give a lot of teams fits as they turn this thing around.
We'll talk about the Bears at some point.
I
could go on about the Bears. So they're 5-1 so far. At Dallas.
I think they'll split this with Dallas. And at Dallas, I'll give that to Dallas.
So now they're 5-2 now. At Kansas City.
I think they'll lose that. They're not there yet.
I don't know. They beat the Lions.
Stop.
Okay. And then the Seahawks.
It's a win.
Lions. Rematch, baby.
That's a great game. Yeah, the rematch. The Lions are going to win.
I could totally see Campbell being like, just
the Lions are going to win that game.
Just urging them.
Yeah, they'll have all their players back. Yeah, Lions.
At Miami, going into their bye week.
It's a win. You're feeling great.
So into their bye week, they're 8-3.
Yeah,
the Eagles going to be pretty similar to that. So that's going to be a two-team race.
They might win a division this year. I'll just say that as an Eagles fan, even because the Eagles have an incredibly hard schedule.
Look at their schedule. Look, just those games: the Giants, the Raiders, the Falcons, the Bears hadn't proven themselves anything. Seahawks, we have no idea, and the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Okay, the last 6 games, at home against my Broncos. Sunday night. Bo Nix versus Jaden.
It's a great game.
Don't fucking say it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Broncos because
because you love me.
No, I just trust Sean Payton and not
off a bye week though. Commanders off a bye week.
It's a great game. It's a coin flip. Like if someone wanted to argue against me, I'm a big believer in the Broncos this year though.
Yeah, fucking easy schedule. At Minnesota. Oh, the next game's easy. What the hell? But this one's not easy.
At Minnesota.
At Minnesota, just the clap going.
Damn, are they losing 2 in a row? I think so.
So they're 8-5 now. Don't worry, their schedule gets way harder. At the New York Giants, nice lob.
It's a win.
Okay, here we go. This is where. Remember, they have not played the Eagles yet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Eagles.
It's a loss. Where? Doesn't matter.
At what do they call their stadium?
The Link.
No, Commanders.
Commanders. I don't know.
That's a loss, right?
Yeah, I think they're gonna sweep the
Okay,
Eagles.
Cowboys.
Just like last year.
Week 17.
That's a split, so they win this one.
Okay, and then last game for the division, maybe.
If they're both playing, the Eagles are gonna win.
That's fun. That might be for the division.
Yeah.
So that's a loss. 10-7. Yeah, we're going 10-7.
That's surprising that I ended up there. I thought it was gonna be much better than that.
They weren't they 10-7 last year?
Yeah, they were.
It's not bad.
Okay, so a couple of those. So they could beat the Broncos. They could beat the Lions.
The coin flips: Broncos, Lions. You have the Bears being closer than it should,
Yeah, but I give them a win though.
and the Packers. That could be. I can see the Packers winning that game.
Yeah.
That's at Green Bay in prime time.
So I think what I just predicted is probably close to their bottom.
Yeah.
Like
I
they'll
mean-
at least be 10-7.
They have nice matchups. The Giants twice a year is always nice.
Yeah.
No matter how much they improve, they're still going to be the Giants. They still have Russell Wilson out there. They had the Falcons, haven't proven anything. Bears, Seattle, we don't know. Dolphins, we don't know. So
No matter how they get in, once they get into the playoffs, no one's going to want to face them. They're going to be that kind of team.
because they're going to be scrappy. They're going to be like, this is get hot.
And then Jaden Daniels just going to give you a chance, no matter what.
Yeah. He's just we keep harping on, but he was truly incredible.
Is he like a mixture? I was watching him because I just been really in Jaden Daniels lately. Is this like Joe Burrow
Stop.
and Lamar Jackson
He's
combo?
He's Jane Daniels.
He could legit throw the ball. He's a legit passer already.
He's a good thrower. He's a good thrower.
Think of how far Lamar Jackson had to come just to be decent right now.
Well, he's more decent.
Well,
But I get what
I'm
you're saying.
like
I get what you're
overall
saying.
as a
Yeah.
passer. Like
It took Lamar Jackson a couple years to kind of get
He's already
passing.
here.
Yeah, he's already there. That's why I was saying, like, the Josh Allen thing, I'm like, I don't know. They're pretty close.
I brought up their head-to-head stats. It is pretty close. I mean, rushing, obviously,
Who, him and Josh Allen?
Jane Daniels kills the rushing stats. The passing stats are comparable.
Yeah.
They're comparable. For
So
sure.
before we get the Bills fans, Bills Mafia coming at us, like, look at the stats, dog.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be fun or not, but let's try it anyway. Who do you think is the better passing percentage?
Jaden.
Jane Daniels,
Yeah.
69% to 63%.
Yeah.
Who do you think threw for more yards?
Jaden.
Josh Allen threw for 200 more yards, so not a big gap there.
Oh, okay.
3,700 to 3,500. Who do you think more touchdowns?
Jaden.
Josh Allen, 3 more touchdowns.
Oh.
Just 3. And this is an MVP year. He's getting. We're comparing it
I
to.
gotta start pushing that Josh Allen stock. Go ahead.
Who had more interceptions?
Josh was really good with the ball last year, right? So Jaden?
Jaden had 3 more.
Yeah.
9 to 6.
9's really good, though.
9's really good. Look at this. Josh Allen's incredible. How many? Who do you think was sacked more?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen was sacked 14 times.
That's
Jaden
incredible.
Daniels was sacked 47 times.
He was sacked 14 times, Josh Allen.
14 times.
That ball
He
quick.
just doesn't let it happen.
Also, he's huge.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a ginormous man.
As far as the rushing stats, though, attempts, yards per attempt, his long runs, runs over 20-plus yards, everything except touchdowns is Jaden Daniels. Yeah. He's the more dynamic runner.
It's also nice. He's the leader of this new line of quarterbacks from last year. Jane Daniels, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy, all these guys. Drake May, year 2. So get used to him. He'll not go away anytime soon. And these quarterbacks who are going to follow him because he's like the leader of this pack. Fantastic to have this in the league.
I felt like that was honest.
It was honest. And
we were positive.
We just praised Jane Daniels like
Let us know what you think. If you're Commander fans, listen. Let us know what you think of our breakdown. If you disagree with us, we're fine with it. But I felt like I feel good about my performance.
Because like it's so funny. We said the whole show. We love Jane Daniels. We do not like everything else he did around Jane Daniels.
Yeah. Or we're unsure.
You're unsure because they're question marks for a reason. Yeah. Like Debo was traded for a reason. Yep. Latimer for a reason. Tunzel, we don't know why they traded him. Probably stupid, but we'll see.
Well, I don't want to get into that. But it's pretty clear why they traded him. He was like they didn't like the culture of that room.
God forbid they have a good.
He was the leader of the culture. I don't think he liked him as a person. I don't think he liked him as a building block.
God forbid you have a left tackle like that. Sometimes, man, I don't care.
Yeah,
if you're good, then you're good. But
no. Okay, the culture means something. I'm not saying he's a bad culture and he's going to be a terrible leader for the Commanders, but I'm saying that there is a cited reason.
I can see Dan Quinn being like, let me get him under my wing. I'm a player's coach. I'll coach him the right way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to blow that out of proportion, but, I mean, that is the reason they've given us anyway. Yeah. That is the Washington Commanders preview. Fun team.
10-7.
They're going to be awesome to watch. Jane Daniels, year 2.
They have 3 primetime games, too. So you'll see.
Jane Daniels could be the MVP.
What are the odds on that? That's a good.
I'd put money on.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to.
I mean, because he's going to get all the credit.
All the credit.
And he should.
There's no stars around him, so there's no one to take
That's
the
what I'm
spot.
saying.
Yeah.
You don't have some coach that people are like, oh, Dan Quinn, the guru.
It's literally just him. It's the same reason why, same argument why you thought Christian McCaffrey wouldn't get it because they had too much stars around him.
Right.
There's literally just Shane Daniels. Yeah. Like, if you were to ask the average fan, who's Terry McLaurin? They wouldn't know who that is. Like, who's Brian Robinson? They wouldn't know who that is.
Yeah. So we'll see what the Commanders, how this season goes for them. A huge season for Commanders. Like I said, last year, first time since 1991. 35, not 45 years ago when they won that. So we'll see what their follow-up act looks like. That's our show for today, episode 241. Join us again next week. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel, download BETR Picks, all those different things. See ya. Peace.